moneno katasiseno aye so expensive say obi bia o ga na hebia no ebehwe say we engage in corrupt activities. And so for me, I thought that was the crux of the whole version. Na we did say so many people I buy a person be some honsem. What I can say is that in total the see so many now the bia say you see as a ben why ready why crowd or what pepano and onim die a betimi edi said manner your friend special prosecutor. One of the issues Murizi and they said whether he can fill the big boots and a shoe of the former special prosecutor. And he gave a very solid answer. What's one more deal? No shoe and what would do on one also is an independent person and a man of his own thoughts and ideas. You are now a criminal, or no did name dear, and in the answer and a bay. Or no so no play net drew, but in the answer, and na day, the name dear, and a Marana was Siano, and no deep a year edgema. You hear this again of winning a best support na Yakano. I have no doubt, say, you see a bay, obetini edi say Jumano, ama my Ghana. Special prosecutor petition the idea in 2016. Nana Akufo-Addo, current president, he ran on that as a campaign policy. We really know what in the campaign, but you're saying your end was setting up that office to fight corruption. And I'll be by your best chance here. When we and what judgment to her. And I you Attorney General, I said, Nana Grandfa branch here. Was we nimuno? Na me did say, you know, say nimuno. Dear, so you be a within who ye, within woman, no teach me, dear Nasi. And see a baby many year, I'm not so gonna for you any. You hear a support. And name is a damn parable. I'll bet safely gonna for 19 May and May Crabber.
During the vetting, were you comfortable with all the questions? About if you say, presenting like a position to him, about me how prepared he is, and I say how independent or obey as a special prosecutor.
I think the questions were fairly good questions. Especially question by Kwa Miaminia John Kuma Ebusaye a basse investigation of crime fashion in evidence. Say record will be a or no man quite small record. See they fight corruption should that be allowed and work and nurse principles. Now, I better record you. Sadly, no, should we accept that? Now, as a special prosecutor, he's going to be presented with similar evidence. He gives his thoughts of how he will proceed when he receives, such pieces of evidence. And these are legal principles the courts have, as much as possible, tried to uphold. So, for instance, record will be a brandy pakrono on and as on my own without his consent. If you record him engaging in crime, should the court accept that? Now, his answer in law, he says that it sits with the general jurisprudence of evidence law. So, say, in fact, another evidence, a criminal and evidence jurisprudence does not accept an evidence which is illegally acquired. That is the general principle, and he stated that. But there are exceptions to that rule. The relevance of that evidence, how important that evidence is to any particular case. It will me at yes, say Koba say, will be the Nada Quasto if who say, oh, Boko, no, and I say, oh, Mano, and I say you're engaging in any corrupt act. But just evidence, you know. Now we present it to the court. Now we decided whether that evidence, no, it falls under one of the exceptions. If it falls under the exceptions, then it will be accepted, of course, subject to the court's ruling. It will either be accepted or not. So he's given us at least a sneak peek of what he will do when you present him with an evidence about an alleged corrupt act. So what can say? Ubi ye boni bi will have baby. No, it's me record on the commander. What may who say? Generally, that evidence is not admissible. But Obehe say in the circumstance, that evidence is so critical. Say, Obe presented to the court now. He is willing to present it to the court as one of the exceptions for the court to make a determination whether to admit that evidence or not. For me, John's question was very important, and he answered it the best way he can. And at least it has given us an idea or a sneak peek into his thinking when it comes to reception of evidence.
Your colleague lawyer, Ora Srimsai, is suggesting, say, we amend portions of the Article 8.8. The special prosecutor are very independent. Now, what to me, I am Nejuma. I am the same thinking boat with him.
Well, I mean, last time I can, my friend said about if you say special prosecutor, the position as it stands now seems to suggest that a certain attorney general and a big proposal now accepted, and the assumption is that you are you're going to be indebted to that attorney general, and so you are going to pan to his whims and caprice. But what you forget is that the act setting up the special prosecutor and Ankasano makes the office a very independent one. Try to say the act setting up the office of special prosecutor clearly states that the office is an independent office. You are not accountable to the attorney general or anybody. And any officer, as it stands now, ain't mean function without the amendments. I think that's the point I want to make. It can function without the amendment of Article 88. But what Article 88 does is to give the powers of prosecution to the Attorney General, and as a result, for anybody to be able to prosecute on behalf of the state. I also win a recommendation and as a power from the Attorney General Department. So I'm sure I say anything I mean same side and make it a suggestion. But for me, that because say as it stands now, the law clearly gives the special prosecutor independence. So basically a Juma without unnecessary intervention from any contest.
Yeah, it has.
Minya, menso medas na mecha Kumasi Funyina.
Kumasi Funyina. Lawyer John Darko, a lecturer, Gempa. That was that on the vetting of lawyer Kisi Ejabin, who will soon be taking out the office of the special prosecutor and vetting a course and ra and no asam and no. Okay, 30 minutes after 7. Mesa call phone lines and so akudi and komo ebi non do and yebe sorry jumedi and so na DJ King Frankie dubako ono aba and Friday. What it means is that between 10 and 11 Islamic and no area dubako nyakin Frankie abeto aso till 12 p.m. and now 12 noon. Now akan kasebo no aba meter dia search no akunye mu nsam ebaba Wontumi nationwide sports omo eba akugwe no miensa ansana no na ibrem no the talk Ghana agenda 2024 no enso aba abetwa so anope wutie me na unya kwantu a ubetu na sebe nyese utukwan akotena akobosiri hehe anaze utukwan sa akwa opese utukwan akoye adwuma etimi ebobra hono a ejima recruitment tourism and sports consult na mekanfo mu ede amawo enrada na mekaze na anoda omuba hanom adasidium de beche visitors omagye ede amamanfo enyasem keto akra it is eye Poland, Portugal, Malta, Croatia, Estonia, Romania, Turkey, Canada, US, Germany and opese wokwa odi ene so be fa phone na wa dial 0241 493748 0241 493748 eno Jimas recruitment tourism and sports consult and I say won krata wo pese ubusomu ensem bi fa say edimu and I say enimu so betimi dia boade otukwan no you can send them via WhatsApp on 0201 264101 0201 264101 na Kumase patase mango down na ubehu mo na afi okonkra so Taifa no way bus stop ho na behu Jimas recruitment tourism and sports consult. Mr. Vitus Azim is an anti-corruption campaigner. Milino eni komo about the vetting of Orakisi Ejaben. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thanks for your time. I hope you're doing very well.
Yes, I'm fine.
Great. I'm very hopeful you monitored keenly the vetting of Mr. Kisi Ejabin yesterday.
Well, I wouldn't say monitored keenly, but I've read bits and bits of what she said because I am actually not in Accra.
Oh, okay.
But I've read bits and bits of what she says.
Generally, your impression?
Well, for some of us, vetting has become a ritual that virtually nobody gets rejected by Parliament. So it's like a constitutional requirement that we just go through. But in general, he was able to impress parliamentarians, and I think he made some very laudable promises, although there's a big gap between promises and actual action. So if we are to take him by what he has said, I think he would be a good special prosecutor. But of course, he cannot work alone. So that's my initial impression about what happened.
What are your expectations beyond the answers he provided to the questions given to him? What do you think needs to be done pragmatically before we can realize the responsibility at the office of the special prosecutor?
You see, it needs to start, or the government needs to give him the necessary resources for him to be able to do his work. The complaints that we had with his predecessor about release of funds and all that, the government, if it is committed to the fight against corruption, should make that a thing of the past. There is a budget. They should release the monies to him to recruit highly professional people to help them, investigators and prosecutors. That is the first thing. But then other institutions need to cooperate with him, because the former special prosecutor complained about state institutions not giving him the necessary cooperation, and that's unfortunate. So that is one that he needs to establish. He needs to establish cordial relationship with them, and insist where they are not cooperating, use the law to get them to cooperate. And then, of course, you and I, the media, it needs our cooperation. We have a lot of information about corruption that you can normally give to the special prosecutor. But in Ghana or in Africa, the culture is already, I don't want to spoil somebody's job. But you're forgetting that that person engaging in corruption is spoiling the job of other Ghanaians, taxpayers. If you cannot get chairs for your children to sit because somebody has sat on the money, if you go to hospital and cannot get a bed because somebody has chopped some of the money, that's more serious than getting the person losing his or her job. So those are the things that we all need. We need to give the necessary cooperation.
So, how would you want him to decouple being cooperating with the state institution from being controlled, or if you like, being played around by the state institution to suit their interest?
You see, when you say play around, if he's carrying out an investigation or a report has gone to a state institution that doesn't have the power and the mandate to investigate, they should quickly pass it on to the special prosecutor. Or if the special prosecutor is doing an investigation, it should, and no other state institution should jump on board and say they are also investigating. We've had these things where sometimes a matter is referred to the Commission on Human Rights, and then Parliament saying that they are also investigating, or the police saying they are also investigating. That type of behavior is not a good sign for the fight against corruption. And so that's what I expect to happen. People should be able to say, no, this is not my mandate, I cannot do it. Send it to the special prosecutor. Then if the special prosecutor writes wanting information to help in the investigation, that information should be provided willingly without any coercion. That is different from controlling him. And when I talk about control, the problem with the appointed authority, the president, the attorney general, and colleague, the ministers and all that, that's a very serious problem. Colleague lawyers, they want to try to influence whatever they are investigating. But he has to be able to resist that.
Is it not going to be that cumbersome, especially when the Attorney General has to recommend you to government before your nomination?
Yes, that is the fear that some of us expressed at the time he was nominated. So definitely, that's a corruption risk. We should know about that and decide how to plan it. But it's a very serious risk because the Attorney General has commended him. Not just commended him, but there were suspicions that they were friends and all that. And so when I'm investigating a matter and the Attorney General says, look, I'm interested in this matter, so I want you to handle it this way. Whether he'll be bold enough to say, I'm sorry, my principles will not allow me. That's a very serious problem that he's likely to face.
So Mr. Batazazim, not to cut you short, but Mr. Kissi Ejabin that you know, do you think that he will have that political or that acumen to resist such attempts?
I'm sorry, I don't know him personally. I cannot vouch for that. But you see, the influence, the pressures are not just coming from one person, not from the Attorney General. The party hierarchy. They're going to say, we are elected to Parliament, to rule the country, and we have put you there. Especially as this is the government that has appointed him. Pressures from the presidency are going to come. Pressures from family and friends. These are going to come. And that is where he should be able to demonstrate that he's a man of his own, as he has said.
Do we need to amend Article 88 as suggested by lawyer Srimsai so that he will fully be independent?
You see, that is a basic requirement. Because some of us were campaigning in the 80s and 2000s for an independent special prosecutor. Because the Attorney General is a lawyer of the president, the government, and would always want to defend the government and even some of his colleagues in Parliament and ministers. So we wanted a real independent person as special prosecutor. The president, when he was campaigning at some time, promised that when he comes, he will do that. It doesn't take that much time to amend that article. And we would have been very happy if they amended that article. Not only just amending that article, but also the appointment process. There was no like transparent or meritorious approach to appointing him. Somebody just mentions one person just mentions you to the president and he's taken. So already his independence is restrained in a way. So I support the amendment of the law, but also our appointment procedure where virtually every important person in this country is appointed by the president. it is not the best approach to our democracy.
Mr. Vitus Azim, I'm grateful for your time this morning.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Okay, alright, Vitus Azim, no, on the back at a session prayer, or you'll be a boho de ru. To say also so cry, or no so, and yenino edi and como, also had that nim orekisi edabi, Nanso sono and some beside koye, na ninya no de by and ye, and manu enya hoto so beside penino, obey to me, I had my name of my refi, say and so see ɛda sɛ wuyi nsɛm no ɛne sɛ woyɛ ho adwuma utu ho anamo na mmom ogiri sɛ ɔpani no obetumi ayɛ adwuma ni suro a osuro ɛne sɛ ebia amanyɔfo anaasɛ ɛkwan ɛfa so eyi obi ma no bɛyɛ special prosecutor no asɛ wɔn a ɔbɛyɛ ɔno bɛyɛ adwuma no ɔmo a na ɛboa ɛma ndene bɛntini ebia na asɛ ne nsɛm ago kakra ɛwɔ mu so nanso no ɔgye tum sɛ adwuma deɛ ebia obetumi ayɛ amana yɛ ne bibusa no sɛ na bidi kan busa owura lawyer John Dako sɛ mani mi bi asusu sɛ yɛmra kun ne fa bi article 88 no sɛ nka bɛyɛ anka yɛnsa kyerɛ kakra na nka nkɔyɛ sɛ attorney general no ɛna bɛsusu obi ɛnama mampani na mampani ɛnso agyina tum abɔnidi so na bɛyɛ onipa no obetumi ade ne huye ɔse ɛno no ɛbɛtumi aboa pa nanso no ɛnyɛ no nko a ɛna ɛbɛtumi ama obi a yɛbɔ ne din sɛ the special prosecutor no ɛbɛtumi ayɛ adwuma nanso yɛnhwɛ na Ghana nyinaa yɛnta n'akyi all the institutions anaasɛ ɔman yɛasɔyɛ a ɔno mu ɛbɛyɛ adwuma no nyinaa no ɛmmɔ ne kyidɔm na ɔntumi ɛnyɛ adwuma so a Ghana yɛhwehwɛ sɛ obetumi ayɛ ɛdiama Natural Company Limited ɛwɔ hɔ na enei ɛyɛ adwumakuo a wɔn de nnuro mmiɛnsa aba nipadua no wɔn bɛsɛ ɛte apɔ nipadua no bɛsɛ esipi ne sita ɛno nti ɛna Natural Company Limited ɛde saa nnuro aba cell strength capsules no deɛ wunya bia immune system no ɛbɛyɛ ho adwuma ama nneɛma ho namakwa no ehia sɛ etumi kuti anyarewa no etumi agya na mo nso yie paa saa nso so ɛna mo a mo num ato mo ntumi endi yie mo deɛ ɛyɛ cell strength capsules afei ɛbɛma support a kyerɛ immune system benya so o energy level no ɛno nso so ɛbɛkɔ so post love capsules no for frequent urination especially mo a motajo nso prebe numa na sensia anajo a makɔ da suo mu no anase bia wo dwunso a wugina wo che ila wo chima anza na aba ukrampo de bia wo dwunso wen owu some yellowish discharges bi ewo dwunso na chi unya post love capsules eno na ebetima bona true man capsules no mema mudie nie eyamamo premature ejaculation be ye free weak erection ade na asa sorry eno so no ebe ye waist pains no eno so ebetu ase e de amamo offer 0204 616161 0204 616161 and I say 0249 017101 0249 017109 Kwalena gaba dane yaba ukumase Timotet and King's Walk ewa Accra PK Gombilani Alhaji Muhammad Otamale Christ is the answer attack radi na ko bogus a unique heba eno a Natural Company Limited womo enkomo na medi edi achorum na Ghana bam no enso so ewo ho anopay mo drivers mo drive for long hours mo use double axle mo use tipper trucks na dia dey mo ba do fie na mo bread me ma mo ti dwom adwumaden sportsmen and women baby a wote wona mbre waposo no unya Ghana bam tikakra bi na emphasize we emfanki wo the fastest baby a wote yawo no ebretia mi no obo say yes wote nya atenka sonko kra enti pharmacy shops licensed chemical shops herbal shops a wo mamu be bia ubenya Ghana bam ne bi honum na oboso no mu din komo ana se bia wokotu bia kotompo a 0244 727028 0244 727028 eno ena obefre na wonsa aka Ghana bam no bi GP1 eba mixture opese umojan etimi dia fusani ewo ni pade no ya GP1 eba mixture no will serve as a blood cleanser. Open say prostate no unya support any money here. GP1 eba mixture no will serve as a prostate support. Arthritis no eba support you. You be smart ahead of all diseases. Makacha say it will boost your energy level. No so now over phrase 0244 934143 0244 934143 na GP1 heba mixture no wonsa etumi akabi mama wo wi yourself for na nyina kanka adwoi omomo wa mano ne se de musi tonwe na adanse omudi no enya asem keto 00447 424 534161 00447 424 534161 Wontumi radio ha ebi wa ha oye pa FM edum honom promise aba edum ebi ho Kesben FM edum ebi ensoso honom eno eye GP1 heba Mr. Ho enkomo ena menu edino say garlic adro ena wo pa nom a victory garlic mixture na enyese eye garlic adro keke nemum garlic adro ohawa eteti nipadua no ebetumi etu ase ediama no eye victory garlic mixture mesraw enei se eye blood circulation na bese koso ye nipadua nem wonsa eta etitriti onase eta atatai uta enya bend na se cholesterol level no ewo soro emanu so amubu munsa na je se aye bibia ho no modie victory garlic mixture na obako baby eton enro bia herbal drugs herbal shops and answer pharmaceutical shops no na wanya victory garlic mixture ni bi nemo ni titu one kind dia nana boache tonated repatch and afi King's Walk ubenya bi ashama Ekus pharmacy and answer with Dama pharmacy Misty Kolina Abme KNG Chris K Apidank Ikof Daniela ni nyina no Kumase wonsa ebeka bi numbers ne de makacho say obefre victory garlic mixture and penny for was 0242 545633 0242 546633 and now a victory garlic mixture na udu angoma so a hwehwe Dr. Bosomtwi Jesse ehin na abehuno ubehuno e was spark healthcare and abehu Dr. Bosomtwi Jesse o prostate problems no diabetes no hypertension no sexual weakness no infertility no spark healthcare angoma so bonsuom hono ma ofanie efie ho na opani abone sese a one amanfo amanfo ayaresa e ho honom enti number no 0503440286 0503440286 no a victory garlic spark healthcare na meka ho asem ede action no na mamene ya mame Patricia Apiaje enkodi enkomo na a member of the appointment committee na yenhwe opani ebepio munim sembusa ombusa no na dintia ede na omuhunu ya omunyina no ko bankroma omoji no tum prekope but amara say enche kra na say one ne MC asokwa MC ebo apro ehwehwe adwumaso a omoye ewa asokwa mensun anase asokwa abatom patient so mame ma chen
obejo so
apom to say
ya minti ya nadomado so amaye
Nyankopon ase menim se na se enche obafie oni MC mobile pro ehwehwe adwuma mudi ewo asokwa abato mpesua no so probo a wo boy no de na wohwe unhuri na afi de yin na edi akire eba
yo de me so de tie puta na lokwa eba pie no and not argument a town to a idea two and they will put a coffee because I can't yet to be getting but priority a dumb factor. No chance of a better myself, and I walk into town, he said, your best, yes, nti yɛyɛ na ne yɛ people wa no ɔmɛgya ne ehunu sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ afa ne ka ho ɛsa ɛboa anaa sa ɛne nipa ɛnam so nti ɛma yɛkɔ rounds yɛafe bi a bɛma bi a mc ne akɔhwɛ akwan nsuo nso so ɔre ɛma ɛkɔfoɔ dɛm ɛno nso so yɛkɔgyina so hwɛ deɛ ama no aba ne saa yɛfrɛfrɛ ne a ama yɛ aba no ase ɛhwɛ sɛdeɛ ɛbɛfa so nea aba no ɛntumi ɛnsi bio yɛprescribe ne a yɛama yes ne nyinaa no wɔn ne nipa nipa wɔn ho ɔkɔ bi kyɛ sɛ yɛbɛtumi asiesie saa nneɛma ɛbɛfiri sɛ nipa nte aseɛ dwumadie no a yɛyɛ obi a na wonyɛ biribi no obi bi sɛ wɔno ɔnyaa no nanso na bi a wɔno adoa na nipa bi a wɔn ayɛ nhwɛ ha ama nipa no yɛ nneɛma bi ɛno na ɛkɔfa ɛyɛ na bi yɛ abrɛ obi nti ɛka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ ɔmoma wɔn ani na agye yɛ good citizen sɛdeɛ president ka no wɔsɛ na nyɛ sɛ ha na mmom ɔdim nti obi yɛ biribi bɔne a wɔsɛ ɔtumi sikye ka kyerɛ no sɛ saa deɛ wei yɛ deɛ ɔhaw bɛbrɛ yɛ nti yɛnyi mfiri hɔ nti aprɔbɔ no yɛahwɛ nneɛma bebree yɛakwan deɛ ɛna asokwa obiara bɛdi ho adanseɛ sɛ ɛma yɛto ho anammɔn nsuo nso yɛto ho anammɔn electricity yɛto ho anammɔn nsuo ɛfa bɛkɛ na akɔ hɔ wɔn ɛyɛ kwan yɛyi nsuo no efiri kwan mu de bɛto nkyɛn ɛsan pae bio but Ghana water and sewage aba ho a na yɛgyina ho a yɛhwɛ sɛ wɔn ɛbɛyɛ ne nyinaa ɛfɛ nso so aprɔbɔ a yɛkɔ yɛyi ɛda bi mu hu sɛ yɛne gye ɛno nso so ɛyɛ adwuma yɛ paa ma mmabunu a wɔayiyefoɔ asɔ yɛtene sɛ ebusumi nsia obi bi a wɔwɔ pɛpɛ sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ osua ade pa ehunu sɛdeɛ yɛsi atwitwa ne yɛsan pam na owie a ɔde bɛbɔ n'abrabɔ anaa ɔde bɛtena fakyere ne mu ɛde anya bibi akɔ n'ano no saa nkurɔfoɔ no emu 400 ɛne yɛapa sɛ wɔn ɛmɛyɛ adwuma yɛpa ntoma ama nipa nyinaa ehu sɛ yɛ nso so ahosiesie bi ba a yɛ jude factory yɛbɛbie jude factory na yɛbɛbie no mede adeɛ meka sɛ nipa ma w'ani nna hɔ yɛ mmabunu no mɛnwene wo yɛfunu deɛ wobɛdi nko a wo hwɛ wo dankye because jude factory na wɔn mu bɛbie no raw material na a yɛyɛ kenafo no yɛdua no wɔ kuruma na adwuma wura nso kɔgye asase na adraa ɛwɔ kyakyimanpo mu wɔ baabi a obi bi ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkuayɛ na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔgye bi na ɔdua na yɛtumi aduru hɔ a wɔnyɛ wo sika o wɔgye sika no nyina ɔbɛte afiri mu sɛ wo nnɔ ɛyɛ no ayi kenafo no ɛba a na medeɛ wɔmakyerɛ me ne sɛ kenafo no afi baako yɛte ne bɛn mprɛnsa nti ɛyɛ adwuma akɛseɛ a sɛ w'ani a wotumi atu bata ama no ne sɛ kɔpɛ sika abɛbi a tubata kɔpɛkyi man na kɔpɛ sika fabra na kɔkɔdeɛ kenafo no bi nti mepɛ sɛ bɛtumi no ani dɛ hɔ ɛnneɛma atumi aboa wɔn na nyɛ sɛ wonam osire kaprɛ da ma ɛne abɛn dwuma nkoa nso ɛna de wobɛsi baabi na mmom waa nkakra wobɛtumi ɛsɛ bi na so sɛ w'adwuma sorokɔ ase nti yɛne saa nneɛma no nyinaa no ɛyɛ adeɛ a yɛsiesie na yɛahwɛ baabi a yɛde wɔn bɛgyina.
Alright. Na ɛno appointment committee mune orakisi eja ben edin komo de na mume ya munyina prekope moje no atumu
none of the one of the agenda because I did was a branch not doing good job and so the example answer I'm going oh fear answer and the first I did was I being not doing ever Tanya always say that you win a child is the burn a woman a quite in fact. Now mean to be such an man and my name for yes, I did be a little bit corruption, young boat into one more. Indeed, the wife was yes, not do what to hope. Perception index. I was so working on it. I did that also a water you a criminal need a wound to how to change near my very near my many parties here. Oh, I did that one say, okay, mammy, I didn't on and said, was it corruption? And now you hear through. No, mum. Or did say a bear get it perform? Said a bear, yeah, and the person out of mine, with D or my and any so. But the intuitive actually way a corrupt practice, a way you practice. I did that so trip and wouldn't say will be fast. When you bet me did not go any what do of my in the would do a need say a costu or mano a quine piazzo nipa now the dear over tribuno not on my and lose yeah and now complete and so somebody and near me and the friends ultimately the proof and ever by your 2 minutes what the proof I was such minor and you want that I didn't obey opportunity after all I said dear Brano said dear Gran oh obi said dear free there you can so said nipa what she as a woman and no need also need to about what you're not or the professor near said make none quiet and now nipa be great now and I yes it's over honor now no what they are said and then I'm not done for a cassette assembly or wire and so yeah, into one what the court said the end come them here and found that it is such a now only was try to chat open what I must say a human yet to me I would be a or blind yeah I'm one why yeah I'm a corruption into Sanya and or no my need no and I will be a Kai said a deal and Uncle Forky can walk on what Catherine said no new baby what's that bra or no take once and Pokura mouth put to me and Uncle Forky say oh what did ye a bamboo penny for be this I was so be but they or how be Bembren Juma if it's about Conecon or Nasabo can say or my penny and I one near maybe whom to went to me and Yana Juma said their father and I say I know or no I did I was so see what Jimmy and now what Jimmy and see what near maybe na ono de adwuma no obeye no onim se omambeni be ma no ho kwan amana tumi adwuma aye na adwuma pepepe fata na ade ba ko ana nipa nyina ka ho asem se ne kai se special prosecutor wa free so no ka bi se oya akoda then no 3 years adwuma and then dey wa ba me keke but na Uncle, more than 60% in the material money. Now, who quite so better to my one. I'm a Many who quite 2 years sediment. At first, so, and then attorney general, what do my chiba who was who? So, no, I think I had attorney general. I didn't think I mean to be yes, sediment. A biom so. So we share yes, and then you know, Mampedia or France. Menino, you didn't see pepper. What made your Mampenia? It didn't see, and I'm near me, meet you video. Yeah, Juma will say meet you me. Now, it was simply awesome.
All right.
What you say? When you drink a cassa with you, now then, Dinkobo. And no, you're sorry, you'll be as you, Monfaman. I said, no, be a Akuma.
All right. I'm a Dasano pay.
The call has been.
All right. And now I am Madame Patricia Apege Asokwa, Member of Parliament, or a member of the Appointments Committee in Parliament. All right. Now, what trouble upon me to me and sir, I'm in Homra, me bar. Me ma beja fui abeshase ene ifiada me ba me mu makwanya afi somewhere from Monday to Friday nyema sisi o ma mu nyina mbepese omudu ma no ebetuma na se omunya opportunity nka ho asem no mama mo that opportunity we are na afi yensa mankasa ebe ya proso no pen ya ba abedi hu nkomo me ba
healthcare resabia fufura abepi kumasi kuimu ewo anoma so ene odium kwantempono so se eye dwunso mu yade ye funu mu yade panimfo a mo prostate mu haw ne ade hepatitis ulcer ana bibia no eno so ye wonimdefo a mo so apadare e wo saa ayaresa ni nyina ye wo scan center eno so ye wo scan machine a eye abefu se eye awo enso so na wo ga eno so oba sparka eno so ye wonimdefo a mo so baboa ye doctor fo wo ha na agi titiye e wo Ghana eni ewiase afana nyina oba na se wo hia massage na na se akomutenetene a eno so ye wo obi wo ho no ma ono so wo training ma papa free amanone ye wo nuro ahodo nyina fo ye yade a ye titi wa ha bia Spark Healthcare ye se yade no ebetu afri woni padua
Fresh Spark Healthcare wo numbers ya wo TBC.
Michael, what's supporting the immune system? Yeah, Mama, Michael.
Pacho, Tony near.
That's not go be able to go in the
Because supporting my business for your immune system. Hey, that's a Michael t-shirt. Mato t-shirt. The pamba be fan kind of. Your t-shirt to go, mommy.
Boss, champion, Mr. Mr. Willie one.
Okay.
Michael, supporting the immune system.
And your well-being.
Vico 20 is not suitable for children under 12 years of age, pregnant women, and lactating mothers. A quality product from Oheneba Center. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
21st Clinic a sciatica expert. Sciatica expert a 21st Clinic. Ye hon ye dia bibidro esa o yare wo ba. Ya yo lab test na wie no. Ye be ye o massage bia wo ba wi asokra wo nya bi da. Ye wi de wato machine so. Ne dia bibidro ne dia wo no. Enti wo to ase ho no entini na wo ho no. Esane fa wo srem wanase wo nantu nyina fa wo nanso ho nyina no. Sa ehun teche mape nurse wo die mia. Ye friend sciatica. Na wo mo ye expert e wo Ghana ha no. E 21st Clinic. Ye wo more than 10 branches e Ghana ha wudu sunya ne ye ne Kumase enkran baabia se ye bie foforo e tadi ma Kadi ma efie kuma number 9 eho na sciatica expert 21st clinic adwuma obetimi afrɛ wo frɛ number no branch na ben wo ne a kyerɛ wo na wo kɔ hɔ 0540 311 0540 311 sciatica expert 21st clinic.
Edu papenie,
hey, so when I'm going to 2 months for victory, sir.
So you're real nuts, not your swatch. You know, victory garlic mixture, no? You're going
hey, and the victory garlic mixture. Let me join the celebration.
Victory, Edu papenie, victory.
Menu. Number gentlemen ndi me mo afrosane ye. Me nya victory garlic no. Ene me ho atome.
Kane no, me nante kakra na makoma bo me periperi, na mabre, na me ni so nyine bri me. Na sisia no, me nya victory garlic mixture no. Bibia ye kama.
And let's celebrate.
Da onya fie dum you know. Appeal for any oba or man for intimi mfasa edro ibi.
Victory.
FDA agi edwadie enkrato yi atom.
Asa kan hu bi eye Solak Natural Clinic ehode yemfa yare enko ensan fa nkofie bi na latest machines a odiaba clinic hode esewani ensa wo ka kire kra oba opa wo be ma wonya low sperm count say yes yare waposo na yawo afi prostate enlargement any prostate cancer and infection bia aba prostate ni mu de Solak Natural Clinic ebetenete na ba diabetes any koko ani obi a woye kese aboro so a ne nyina ehun nro wo ho a ebetuma ma wonya fa hodie prekope enede yenko chinchini pi enkose sika kwa ebra Solak Natural Clinic ewo ho a wombema wa yaresa papa ne bo san dafo seba machines papa na owo ultramodern diagnostic machine a obetimi dia hwehwe omu ehun yade bia e hawo ebra wo mre ho kra wosan wo body mass index machine a wode behwehwe ni padwanum ehun se bibia enso adeda na kwem wosan wo liposuction machine a eboa ma obi a wa yakese aboro so no eyiyi srade ni nyina afri ni padwanum Solak Natural Clinic aside the massaging machine a ebetimi miamia wafri wutri so akosi unase ama honam asisi hunso ye pa ema obi anada o hwehwe omo a fo ni kire kenten kro no omo ni Shell filling station no ene di nhwane mu ana frɛ 0241 590 837 0241 590 837 Solak Natural Clinic ayaresa fie papa no
Yare bakwa ehaye mema pa especially ya yenya 40 years and above no efire prostate ehho obetumi nya prostate enlargement anasta prostatitis se wokwa yare sabia na catch us wo PSA level ekọ higher kai na hu se wo prostate no ehho ya tochima se hu se wo chim ansa na wadwonso wo dwonso na emu apai anaso edu anadwo a wota dwonso a ene kai na hu se wonya prostate disorder. So to me didi ye and as what tatinate in wapom and as when your daily supplement bia ebetumi aboa ama o prostate no ejina na nice somebody man church we a natural link company a womode pros love capsules a eboa mberima prostate 2 man and a dinner capsules eboa emba efrichiriko obetumi afra mo.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, good papa. Ganabam, if your what your waist, all your body, you make bazaar.
Thank you so much.
Me ba cho mami Ganabam. Kese ni mi no ketu ane mi ensa. What are you Ganabam! To wait here from doctor no. Where you there? What must I do? 20 cedi. This is Tiabako. Ganabam! Yanto embe to her. Efesa Tiabako nti. Efen chuobi 20 cedis.
Hey! Nemo se me Ganabam come. Say I'm too so so. It may come Ganabam. Ganabam. You can resist.
And I who is it?
When you're fantastic. Say, dear, we in charge when you feel one cassansa. Lossing the layman capsules. A mob sitting in Koto my head dame. And I'll break you once I would shank cassansa. No. Niyo.
So Lawson Locke, Mr. And let's see you. I'm also what if you want you're free to come to I say for semi boom round see dear someone. Me matentia Lawson Locke, Mr.
Lawson Layman Castle.
What your bem
more and alarm. Lawson Locke, Mr.
Lawson delay my capsules.
Do you know what you feel?
Delay man capsules and men do if you do what they cronkwan and a law care mixture so a painful and my woman no for anyone I want if you do what train son can FD Ashisha sa a jedi and crater you.
Yeah, Napum.
Nyamiado, let him come.
Offensive to say.
Nyamiado Boko, Nyanko Pomboa, Ebnada, Yakako presiding member. My candidate, that's a presiding.
Nyamiad, my brother.
Ane.
I feel the I feel the Mubenyabi. Osha Mubenyabi.
Oh, me call vetting. That was the area. Meno Mbusame. James no dynamics no there. Dynamics no originally nanka 30 electoral areas. Na MPP fokra 22. Running 22 no 22 against 8 NDC. Afi the last elections no NDC for abinya 16. Ama MPP abinya 14. So 1/3 no appointed no no o de beka ho a na just MPP for no 24 you know so the editor one say was they should play a compromise deal bi e wo mu a o betumanya e be free NDC for more ma support candidate no na obi otuma benya but NDC for no be present one candidate na MPP for akofa nipa miensa and almost all of them from the executive committee of the party. Oh, na bihun bibi ewo ho say relationship between the MC and the party no. Oh, and jelly relationship between the MC and the founding member and the council of elders and other your friends stakeholders no. Because you wo himfubi wo honom no ansa na wo mo ba bedi no wo mo no skra no me MPP for ayenim wo mo. It is no new secret. And you won penimfo a party no hom do ma hoden eye de to ho ena wo ba na ansa se Wontumi ye koya nimu yi Oheneba na se echina ebi a wakogira baabi na obi aba be na wo so kai hunu se Oheneba no ma ba be trase afri right from the beginning the omo hoden no omunyansa aye adwuma na ma ba be to aso. So I should ensure that continuity and the working relationship there be amekamasem amanyo sama aye no se wo ye de hye memetie medi akonya mini apanyini na enifa ne ewo offenso traditional council na say traditional area oh na so ba amanyo sem dia it is asole o oh e ho na de obia head eye collective interest no ene ye di hia ene ye jojo ene ye move ko anim nti say we odi bam hanom dia aha no de the underlying point no say oh ba ye di tumi show onsam ama abasum nipa no. But we forget about it. Inti mesre wo mo amin yusu ofidi kase so na mensre assembly members offenso empuntro akachiri municipality, but it is like a municipal village and it has to worry everybody. Mimi tie o so Oheneba enka uwa unim ke babia bia kanipa yebetuma ayedai ewuwu makopepe but mi kro no oh 20 years ago I prayed to God say o mama kwanya na memesom wo som puntuo ne epe oba ena oba kumase woni na baabi a asritafu ye bi me hunu bi wo mi krom ade so municipal area municipality ma asphaltic overlay now no me call mampon with their traffic light we don't see it street lighting isuma ba ho we don't see anything enti ema boni die ena eba ho krono has come into the limelight of late as a security abe issue or adeba chimbia obi ira nipa no bi kunkum bi. Why should that? And no at distract attention from officially no ne was a pede ba youth no enya adwuma nye eni nyina no say other hands no the devil finds work for them. We have to 1D 1F Miami di animu eko GB say the buy Wontumi MI but yes so ya agrarian community cocoa growing area ya MP were one of the experts or drive cocoa development Ghana ha so I just said na chi bia ye ko anim kura no wono no obetuma nya minister bia dia cocoa wo so he is the main architect mass cocoa spraying after he aba into cocoa resilient hybrid type no 2 years na ba no after wode Ghana Ivory Coast once for the first time you share you try cocoa boom nya sweze for no you know nya calibut nya cabri nya rainforest alliance nyina na NGOs na omdi wom Ghana no and going forward 10 years time we want to go by getting about 2,000 tons of cocoa near sabe recapture your leading role as the producer of cocoa. But yeah, value addition boye enti offense wade bia ho your bancho ho your cocoa and we are coming out to push coconut kube and obia ugugela see the benefit of it now ya develop a whole supply chain ebema enuma abamu obia benya bia ye afforestation ye key because nananom the morning kwato ho was yetumi erezi no na yetumi ema ye conscious about say ye dia ni enua ye dia ne asase ye develop na municipality say 5 years to 10 years time no Greater Kumasi is coming e be do code here and then go and see the development of Techimai. Techimai will become a metropolis and Chebia and yania yaho penny the penny but ye buy a woman a district no offense north it will become a municipality. Go and see the services there. Oh, now you tiha chrome ha and one say can you is I join about Mesra Assembly members no ma niswadi hunupa ekwan bi ebefa so bia bi no a ebnada ye be presiding only presiding member you know the difficulty it is PMT so assembly no muni presiding member one no speaker at 936 no presiding member he has to call meeting executive committee krano mundimi nhia enti technocrats no you know coordinating director or secretary to the assembly you know enti omo running am we chief executive and one say we use executive power be there na presiding member has to sign it is our parliament you know speaker of parliament and then we have the finance committee chairman every project BBA bin loan BBA bin no on was sign no frame meeting at least 3 times in a year maybe PM enti say muni bi assembly no a won say nipa no bi adwuma Ghana no bi dream ni kafigenje nation unya bibia ma umpotem timesre wo ma all right honorable JU honorable Bio honorable omdoso o ma makeka ka no mesre mo na many assembly members ni bi kasa monko na munni PM Maya because of them can say at the end of the day if MPP ever further candidate it has to be one candidate na sa regional minister and a party chairman and in penifun na omo hwe ye na afi ye te se fen so no ye agidi bi se ye no asa ye ntumi mo ye cham so and then they will go away ama omo a Oheneba omunye ya politics ibi no then they are blaming them for offense under development and as an amount now but near Bobia Nana wedding near Bonana wedding was ya yadin sweetesa yes ya manuku de ben ya de my uncle from toba ebebe amaye oh offense MPP ni fuma eno no oba santimem ha ni sano je chimen sanom late ene empanifo no on say MPP UNC ene PFP e baba no hom be share offense we are second the second nana oh eno where they or bring it truth hom free wa na free fa e be sin ko ni kuro mo ha afi yete ya say one anso so mate UNC so enti ya reade pa wo momma yen kire say yen so yawo empanimfo all right enti on Tuesday mama mfa ayin mama nchia kro o mahene won na afa me nchia meso badu founding member of the party on the signature at the offensive south won MPP empanimfo chairman bantama na mia me wofa Mr. JY Odro why MC DC at that time when you young chemo near this who offered him now supposed to be say oh sir me chasa when him go be domo party what I say domo party no president Bush senior Bush Oheneba say jump baba the next time okay Advertisements and me offense of war now we have Tuesday assembly members no government appointees am on mama jobre because the panel presiding member we don't have time said the president can no we are in a hurry yes okay honorable Dopon
mina
mache
ya mina
apum
nyame adom apum boko
ede nyankopon ase we dey ma ato dim ya na de be na e masa twinchinchina atwan ne ba presiding member ya go say MC and DC go confirm na ya na he na nye the presiding member no adai
that's very much so presiding membership no that's one aspect of the assembly no attract ya hodo no
good okay good
assembly no atrap ya hodo no so hwa executive 2 committees. Assembly be only 2 committees of the assembly. Baku executive committee of the assembly, our chief executive and Edano. Then we have public relations and complaints committee that is led by the presiding member. And we have subcommittees of the executive committee. And yes, statutory, we have about 5 of them. And any committee that the assembly may deem it appropriate, then also they account. Now, so the 2 parallel committees now lead the assembly. No, one deals with the legislative aspect of it, the policy formulation, and the executive committee also deals with the implementation of same. Now, it could do presiding member about one the man here day pa kesian say a legislative design emrana wa assembly hono enema abana to no yedin because when it comes to presiding members election 2/3 of all the members of the assembly no what it means is that so be a makra technically what 20 hour oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. MPA. That's the point. MPA as official member.
Say, she was like present, no.
Yes. We all the members of the assembly. Now, say a so MP, a ex official member. You configure the neck 70% no. Inti MP so be a member of the assembly. Me wa only right on vote. Technically, MP so 20 hour. Because Wontumi, but ya can na can nipa esa wonya wo mo no ho enti mo assembly in the this particular instance no mo ye 30 no esen appointees near 13. I don't know why the appointees are
probably
fine, they should be 13.
Yes.
And now nipa now or also the presiding member should have 31 of the assembly.
Yes.
Now e ba ne sa na all members present, all members voting into no my 2/3 no den, especially so the tenor according to the narration okay no atiki no so take political turn there. I don't expect anything less because MPP NDC those with the sympathy of MPP and sympathy of NDC in the abanasa na mumi no obia be take entrenched position. Yes. I'm foreseeing the only reason a bit me break some more jensi the nomination of MMDC. A whole number compromise candidate.
Yes.
When the MDC
say your body now otihopa now omo train
there you must have the MC because some more person assembly no muni preside muni MC mo amasem. But now no MC na ba one day aboni di ono kwa na ebegina. Presiding member now obi a ho kwan so ogina bi no. Then you have to find a middle ground to bring one. It takes leadership to do that. It takes leadership to do that. And the Nippon also are more contested. Most will be a demeanor in the posture. This has happened at my assembly before. This is my 3rd term as presiding member.
Oh, okay.
At my assembly, at a point, we had this problem. We voted like 9 times. You know, without any discourse with my supporters, I just pick a microphone and resign. I was the incumbent then. But I realized I took the interest of the municipality first than that of my own interest. So I told them, in the interest of the district, I want to give my brother a chance to continue from where I've left. So I'm stepping back for him to go unopposed. That time we had a candidate at Wababe municipality. I mean, the members weighed my job and weighed his job and put us side by side in our next election. And without any difficulty, they gave me the nod, and they have been giving me the nod up to date. So you should show leadership when the time comes. Into a air contest, I employ them say the interest of offense other than more personal interest, because who buy so many panel. Now also now impede the progress of offense there. Then what is the point? There's no need doing that. In the legislative architecture and I see no reason why the election of presiding membership should be 2/3 of the House. There's no reason absolutely. Speaker of Parliament is a simple majority. Why? And the replication of the national architecture no ene ye no fema. It is a national one here, simple majority first past the post there. Adena presiding member must necessarily be 2/3 of the house. To that aspect of the constitution and that of Act 936 and the model standing order no. I see it me every no. You see it me same. Na a simple majority. Inti no ye to abana very simple. Ubia first past the post then you have won. But there ena enye sound so a yema any MC election no members present and voting no enye the same thing. Either we go first past the post or members present and voting. They know the ban sana ema emuya mrekakra. But all the members at the assembly need are very difficult to have it. So we need I have equally we have NDC sympathizers who are assembly members in my assembly, and we have MPP, except that we are the majority. But any day, with the relationship I have with them, relationship I have with everybody in the assembly, when I'm going for the election, I don't know who to call him NDC assembly member or MPP assembly member, because I see them as only assembly members in my eyes, and that is how I treat them. And that is how they also vote, because they see you as somebody who is coming to discharge your duty truthfully and faithfully without any any discrimination or partiality. So who is our discrimination and partiality in there? Honestly, nipa. It will be very difficult for the person to vote for you to become presiding member. Until omunya somebody who is in the middle ground, who is sober, who will be able to pull all the factions together. Other than that, someone who you know the way call election of MC nomination, they are going to face the same crack. Division them no say motona wenya I can assume say be on 45 of the assembly. That's right. It is a 45 one. Let's say them ebia 27 23 one to ebia 23 20 bia 2 one here MMDC needs to be taking the same shape, because when you come then you see one as fashion will see you say oh no, well yeah, you belong to one of the fashions till the fashion now be person we say we belong to other no or munyina be to etia the more here MC in sumunya, then you are going to have the stalemate as we did have in the Konongo.
You are a presiding member. May you sure say you have a common platform. Presiding members sure. Now also by extension many assembly members need a komo. What is resonating then a course within the assembly members no the nomination of MMDCs no.
Oh, so far there all I can see is everybody is geared up to having MMDC said their assembly need to move forward. So I don't see any antagonism going forward. But with some particular districts who already have problems with their MMDCs, your districts be able to assembly members and no more MMDCs no problem. It be no more so then. I'm seeing some rancor. Say be
and yet the woo and commodie be na ekoso omontam because we say mudi nkomo
and command the presiding members na
presiding members ni assembly members na mudi mu ho nkomo
assembly members no on platform which of course we are also there and presiding members were platform edi nkomo ho yeah presiding members there yeah resolution is say we are going to make sure say obia obenya I will say resolution the nkomo means me fi say me ni amanfo odidi. And they say we are going to see to say whoever the president give the nomination, we are going to help the person to succeed. Now Abua district and Abua municipality now. And the presiding members in there, we are not going to take any size. We are going to make sure that the right thing is there. Assembly members no, and your platforms be honma and come be a omudi no. I know shikakra.
I know.
Yeah, be the ano shikakra. Be the stem from the remuneration of assembly members and the presiding members and all that. Why I say the design of
MPP for pa no minim no cry we be MPP for pa no are also torn between that go kese na da you know the Alan Baumiatin no assembly members of the MPP for pan are going to vote for MMDC's nominatum on that lines. Maybe but it is going on.
I figured that out.
Oh yes,
and
it will play. Me say, me rather me general me is about local governance. I want to be interested. It's assemblies and someone me spend the time.
No, I had it in mind. The fellowship will be Canada, and this is the research you are doing. Your own research, no, they will help you because when say, graduate studies.
Yeah, and the project work me on local governance, infrastructure development. That project, but the micro much man will be just out now.
That's right. That project, will be funded by about $20,000 for you. I have it here.
So PM,
so I know say politics there. You don't rule anything out. And our politics and so is about interest. Get straight.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is. Yes. So whoever the person deems it will serve his interest better and proper. Say any panel, I'll be told that line. You will be one more fee say me MPP nipa and kibia I'm due ABCD. Emubia mensanka under this auspices. Ebia or share ni mu say baton ni change ko ba bi foforo a mensa beti.
Okay.
And I said you know you are a replica of the ohona enti the mensanka no bia oba still a mensanka. Enti eno there san common so there ebekoso na ekoso. But we are hoping say presiding members no when the time comes here, I'm even thinking say Dean should be able to call the presiding members when the names come. Say a Dean bar our employer, our dean to call the presiding members, then we have some meeting, then we have some, direction that this is something we need to do to help the government nominees. Because at the end of the day, these are the nominees of the president, and we should be able to make sure say almost confirm because they've all gone through the process. From Kumasi vetting to interview in Accra to national security profiling and all that and BNI reports and all that. So Nipa having gone through this mail, let's say the neighbor, let's say for some reason if it is any genuine cause, let's say a personal interest, parochial interest, personal hatred, personal discourse, only Nipa no be personal intina or to etiana. I don't think that would be proper. So going forward, I think the presiding members of the Ashanti region, we have an onerous task to support the president and help him to make sure that all these people are confirmed. I think said the party leadership, the regional minister, and the leadership of the presiding members will have to come in strongly to come and support so that all the presiding members will play a very vital role at the end of the day.
Sure. All right, Abe. Oheneba. So we're interested.
Let's make this disclosure. I'm as well
also an
applicant. So
do you expect time?
It is important I make that disclosure.
Okay.
That I'm also an interested party. But
okay. Now I understand this message. You'll be sending message. I say or the Abdul Latif Musa. Assemblyman Wontonso Zungu. I say some Mampenibo Udia, Umbeto Abano one touch. Say some Mampenibo Udia, Umbeto Abano one touch.
I believe my members and they know me.
Oh, okay. All right, Abe. Oheneba. Especially more national vet in Ibino. I was almost saying, assembly members didn't come up. Pamon Trans and Tracks, Ebodi and Sana. When you see move, Biana. I know that. If you don't go back to my work around the clock, say, and measure pa be a minya, but be a number 2. The second option, it won't go to India. More entirely, Diana. The second nomination about the home. And also, cause you losing view. Oh, that's a mutia. Oh, a bitia. Oh, yes.
And the person who paid acknowledge.
If you don't go boss on losing fee, but no money say but 2 million. But the budget top up.
Yes.
Oheneba meda wase na ma me na ye de agwa mu na di na ache no kra so preko maka se enneko na wie na se di na ma me nka ho asem bi kopem se mampani bebobo
ene de be drop
Oheneba abito se na de drop ni bia
ene be drop
Osho sanza se mi okwazia badansa na me ba kra ma me nka nche wona meeting no chese na no pain na titu wona wa fijase asokore ma me nche asokore man hene na minchia emafijase hene ene nanano matrankonwa wo no munyina wona wa fijase asokore nyina ya chia wo na se wo hwe list a ebe hu ene said offenso ene mo kwa kope PM ya emafijase so sa yeni PM so wo na mnim se with time no nyina so ebebem na wo hwe this particular term here ye mampani wo de toto last 4 years en ho a say me kaipa year na on 26th of April and 2017 and omampani first year no yamfanse lesson no me buy into we yamfanse na akwakwa 23rd year July na tese ye be abosome miensa and at the total 2017 de no yamfanse we no ache na said ye mpani e ka no obakwa adwae na se okere wo ho no mu a na se oye no huyi if se ohwe omampani performance putting up first year no emu na yakọ election 2020 results efimu ebaya na ekire pefi se ye ade mixing link bi ho ade ama performance aban no eputu ne app no antimi and translate into vote no na eno na open the reason na onko akiri kura obehunu se appointees omoba for the first time omampani abreso no na omo no eka ho ebi na ema that particular yamfanse results no ebaya na good performance of the government and antimi and translate into the vote for the party no intino we no ani ode to first one ho dia obeka se bia ebre no ekọ akiri nenso so se de ye nyina ya hwe animu ache ababa bisi enne now share the kind of appointment omampani ye na this second term no a echinegie bia ni hu se omampani de competence wama eno no aye the cardinal principle and as a factor or consider and san wodi obia akọ position biem enti abusuafo moma yenya saa otwen ehonhom no emfa ma omampani na yenhwe animu se de ye ema district bia no eno ne ade a obeye ade ama ye nanim se competence no ene obia obetimi aboa beka party no abom se de beye a chese ya de kesia edaye ni so 2024 no yeti bi adu hu ama na ye yie no abusuafo ye ntwen ya bomodi atwen ye mfa se ebretintin na se de aka to ne bro aka tietie wa bi na de obeba na waba bedu na mse waba bedu so a minim se den so a se de PM wo ha na PM aka no enkomodi a course minim se assembly members ni nyina ebebo se de be ya yedi nkan spend the time emre kakra edinkan eko enti omunya bade a ye best assembly members no say omo so emfa ose enye oyo na say oman no emra no ema omampani no sa to me say ono ene wonyi obi a obedi assemblies nanim no omampani di obi ba minim say omo nyina beboa ama confirmation no akoso na adwuma esesa aban we eye within this second term of office na yeman pani etimi edi ejani din to hono mo ansana ebia 2024 na ba no yemma sa MMDCs no kwan no mo so emra no ba adwuma na chese mo fa mo empotem mo so amamu no. All right, yenko yenim 45 minutes after 8 namya ma echina ahinema kokoben yeyina yeko nyakoka Dr. Francis Adumakon regional organizer say ne wo fire wusu ne 1 week no china ewo ahinema kokoben. Francois, good morning Francois. I have an unfinished business with you. Abito, what you said that has been vetted.
That's right.
Yesterday. Omina ajina tum prekope. What is the responsibility that is waiting for him at the office?
Yo, I am say medasi na sana no so no enchiano send na ye emugu nti ye de eko loka nyamra regional na afi minchia honorable Simon Semensa regional minister afi yama nananum so opemso atrankunya enso yesre nyame mpaebo ne ahode ma wo mo say me ba no ni tie interviews no ene ade na afi no aso me a mehwe vetting no life na a good news for Ghana. Say ura that's right. Oye very versatile and learned lawyer. Was actually the academia no. That is what I like. Mention law. I've done the LLB. That is the first part of it. I kept professional level, no. But my intention was to teach at the law school. And Debia me who omo lawyer for omo a trade na we also so the area of speciality na say no criminal law and then jurisprudence. Now law no ayinum nyina na say courses na subject area no criminal law no eno no nya hearsay even LLB kura no when you do LLB it changes your perspective. You don't think and do things like what the general public na because emremu no and say asitene mu no be is by evidence. Here say no man say na nam te say na we say na na say yamfa nya adwuma why you way unyina so way wa dance way de be pa ni kura wonte a ebi a wo kasa ade we wo yes ade we na papa no ewo mu a no ba bi o no say metie no o kyerem say adwuma no kura na no o ye no ekodu ba bi no say attorney general na they fall on him say prosecution bi o honom na e was on provided watertight evidence no at the mom no the year adwuma na ekoba no weird rumors was going round about him but me hwe no ana mu say no he is very firm heart and he is cut for the job sa or say ni mate ne and the mate ne attorney general but one or attorney general no nya he can be qualifies under the constitution to be president of Ghana. So enti onya akurasa ni mates bebrebe ne o mo chire o ma de bebrebe so no now they are ministers of state and other things, you know. Enti on say unanimity no aso a parliament the whole house and you know only gene to mono at the church no something is happening about boy Ghana. Enti Oheneba me de me can say de na Vitus Azim or Kano, you know. Always there is a difference between saying and doing. And not there obu honom na obeye ne sa na we orator obeye wie guha na enum sa when it comes to performance na onye nsa we need the social links kra na audience of fabi bi so emotional and serious say ade kra na ye community shared and should be owned, and you need to do consultations and then bring all on board, no. Ofana say any bona fide something a shenibutum. But this man going forward, the many G Oheneba, the assembly call Kaya. Many G or say unto me a day into
corruption. I
say, but he will create a situation where it becomes a very unpalatable way, say, over indulging corruption. I think Kwame Nkrumah said something of that. So, say we have to make corruption as a idea be a bonuma. You say a bonuma. Because utu asene there. And no na present so can be a man for antennas and was a corruption there. Adam Tom, you know, na corruption now. Meboa. Yam coupon bo ni panwa and ni paye corrupt because Adam corrupted himself. Our Garden of Eden, according to the book of books. Oh, and you know, the situation be the ba. To say, oh yeah, you might say, yeah, well, read a be about accountant. Oh yes, accountancy be physical, but obi to a juma. Oh, you put in the proper credit control systems. Ma nipa entumi nya dai enwamu enti Oheneba me fa papa ade so going forward no yene vice president, we need MMDs digitization no that is going to help us. I was last time and honorable century ya betra ne ye ka no ade bibia bi no wa nyi nipa semen free mu a nipa corrupt so de wo ho but emfa de na mfa nto ayete se wo de enama koto okra ho anasa wo twa sadi na bia wagya ho na okra ho you expect say okra no obeba no na wa ye dey mo fa ade no kura ade ko ba bi so wo ye de a omfa nto no ho anasa wo de si ho a na wato kitchen epunu no mu so de be ontumi nkowura mu enti no menena aya adwene papa because obeya ma ade no se wo se obeya ketase sha eno no de adokroye papa eno no sabri no se nkrofo no a wo se yan fixe the administrative aspect of our governance no dem chi ye nyina ya hwehwem ama majority sizable Ghanaians so ye ya adwene hu se ye attitudes mum na wo se ye dey ye fixe rather because he said ya kwakoduro no yetumi fix ya attitude dia yenya sika kakra na se say de ba be ye kwan dia who inflate na 3 times the value of it no na ensa me ye burden on the taxpayer, you know. You use it as a hypocrisy interchange, no. The same funds was going to construct a 3-tie. Abambia ba no bad one say no, let us do re-engineering. We can do it the 4-tie. Ebi kura any West Africa ebi maye alata for kura di sika bebe oil no jaye nyina no ntumi kura enye bi na se ebe yasa na at the same cost no not just say you are giving taxpayers always value for money, and so obey in such a way say o tendency say bia wo abamu na no mate say asset declaration bill no I'm so almost there as a no there are a lot of 20 areas be edi wom oko act na edu wom na me read act 9360 said na presiding honorable kan no wom say areas bi ho no ma was ehwemu na me ya na Oheneba de mbusa mo say critics no ya na o criticize this government no Professor Mills late Mills o me ya constitutional review committee on the report to koi o Ghana ha what say aban bia NDC no ano wo mantumi implement e ho adwuma wo mantumi nya reforms no, you know. But this government under Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo no transformation there masa ade ya pawo o say obi si dan na say dan no ba na say ade no ujiri go enye yi, but you need to do modification so at a cost no enha nipa no a rehabilitation on about ya onim project bi wo no ne sa na okoye wa anya maintenance ye ne ko do stage bi a koye dilapidated na afi no wo pesa wo be ye no a ne cost no kra na ebe chance bi a sometimes wo dwiragu na wo ye for say konfa no chi ya maternity block ya na amanfo ntiase no the first waka say wo dwiragu kra no nipa ntiase but wo komu na bo ya wo say no, that is the only way, and that is cost effective nature obetum de aye no enti papa no ade na de me de mo gide wo no mu na obe perform because adwuma bia bi no obeye na se nipa ewo come on some bebe no ana on sana tambia no act as a check for you, so you need yes bia wo di be please you be, but you have to do according to your capacity and capabilities, and then serve well. And I mean, going forward, you know, or rather perform ama the predecessor no kasakasa be the bar no and sana what they're losing one man vigilante status and then ya do no near respecting for that no. This man will come and then perform and then say president so ni decision be our take and the way of formal and yamano on them channel or on top because he is a seasoned politician. Ghana MPP yabamuni yabab the bia president no who say he cut across our long political experience into omo ya dia e wom say bibi o hono na oba uhun ye but Nanado Dankwa MPP, we are doing a reformation Kurano, and no na eniema aye isana going forward na ema yajuma aye dene 2024 but we will cross the Rubicon because no na ama MMDC is Kurano achano ya na microphone ase no na me na have confidence because Oheneba Tama president or forming a government no nemu local government minister honorable Daniel Kwakubuchi pe ehwana minya ahontoso wo said this man ye party general secretary, he knows MPP like ono na de bia wo dem che na fe was about local governance no onimu enti mami nya gidie wonu mo say no, he will come and then he will do the team now the baba no ebeboa amaniama ye adwuma and then my own Collins team, honorable Collins team akomadan very hard working man. Oh, I just say, well, yes, sir. A mantem, and mensi emu empuntu noa. Oh, them che. Why hard working power. Go to offense enough and na kokore. Oh, niema ekoso. Enti, Oheneba going forward, you know. I know, sir. This team, this man, is going to make corruption expensive, so very hard and a risk factor. No, ebe wom say we are buying any pebia binasa oko fa taxpayers money. Now dream ni kafi genje no. One them channel. On to me to us here because right. Once a nipa is extended there, you cannot and kase bone obetu as here. Oh, Yesu Christo nyame ba no kra obai no wa me tu ontu bone as you. But obai no say obe befriende abone for. Oh, to turn them into lawyer Kisia Jabin. Oh, mebwa, yeah, waba wade chese Ghana ha moni enye bibia one sign pepe yesem. Oh, ketase she dream kafi genjen eno edie o de bibia na enum sa na ekonua na da so no ebeye dene said the Robia yes and was say Martin Hamidu de enfia we no was what in tampe and tampe pa na we dey baby day e dey ba be ko atia ketasehye ene proye e wa ha and at the end of the day I think say he will succeed. Ghana will change our attitude and a working attitude and a young changing crown vice president Adawoma or the digitization the aba and maybe be plastic be digital you going forward you know so I saw senwa ye no assembly PM what ha na mu ya na mafa obi contractor si isi kama ye no twetwe ayisa na the aba ye co digitize and ye be creative jobs you know nti ade no ho it doesn't lie. If you know, no answer one CD crown what you are at the end of the day, you bob one and be sika be you betum the yam puntu a jumadia bois nipana utia sesicano no sampa meteo memo president say or ye juma ye the governance and urban full steps one not so ye the year juma. And I wish the special prosecutor very well. Nam send the president best one in immediately. All right, Judge.
Yeah. I'm the special prosecutor. Who edumadi His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Kufuado ne niso ade hunu ba ko a obedi abranwa no so o share Ghana for boss o bebo ama ketese share ne pro no yatimi ako atia ama ɔman no akɔ n'anim ɔman biara ketaase hyɛ ne proyɛ ɛkɔ n'anim ɛwɔ mu biara no at the end of the day the masses and the people of that country ɔmo na ɛyɛ the sufferers of that corrupt act sika yɛmfa nkosi dan na obi a ɔkwabrane afa na wakɔyɛ ne basa ɛkyena na abu teacher ni a wɔkya deɛ wɔhu sɛ akora wati ɛso ɔma ne kɔtwere biem na wapaase no na wakɔyɛ doctor na wakokum nipa corruption no within the fabric of our society ɛwɔ baabia even yɛ kasɛm koraa yɛ language yɛ words yɛ proverbs ne nyinaa is corrupted yɛ bibia a society corrupted na owura kisi agya ben wɔ very huge tax to win the confidence of Ghanaians with respect to special prosecution of prosecutor's office. This idea we know estem from Yura Martin Emidu Eba. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ehun se me obi na waye special prosecutor na obetimi aye fair and firm obi edika demonstrate akyere se ono emfa ho ni nipa ono ye adwuma so ye na ban mu ni onye na ban mu ni ye mfa sa adwuma die ne ma ye de mawa obetimi aye adwuma no owura Martin do without doubt na Ghana ni bia woni mu gidie so nko kra because onye special prosecutor no kra ye hu kwan of aso kon eti aketa ase ne proye enti na nya obi anwa se o mampani power ne se ne be ye sa adwuma ne mame ni senti ni se wadi kan akere se wonim ye na mpani se de onim to no ene ni gina tweno no na papa e ba ye ene nsem o kan agidi enya woni mu ni na oba ye ne adwuma obaye ye no kwasem ni na bo ebra ama animguase a ono ankasa ebegu ne ho office no enu owie ya wo kɔ ne nsem ne ntoto ano ema office no has now as we speak has rendered that office useless enti say you say be special prosecutor e wo man mu sisi ya the expectation is very huge because Ghana for ankasa abamu abu ho Ghana for ni mugidie bia especially so people who are of the belief say yewo institutions bebria anka betimi akonati aketa ahye bi e shrage bi e yoko bi we ba obi say ahun say yewo ni nyina wo ho what has been the results? The result is that yintimi nkuntia no effectively and perfectly as we want it. In this yintimi nkuntia idea any not there should be another intervention a betimi aboa ama yetimi e de aye na yura Martin do in spite of all the flaws a demonstrating my who say ne kasa tenten ne nadwuma ye no boy bra ne anase so koduru ho no na onya adwensa kyera ene oye ne amatoro kan de a obi ntimi nkyera ono anenim over 60 years ene de ade ma wo sa abrem so na wo ye lawyer pani a wakon ati ade ama na ye kama ama obi age utum ye de ma wo no over 60 years no ye hu resource nyame adom ye nya abrantie bi a ono de ebra wabo ani adwuma waye nyina bebrebe nyina wo de echi no onyanye bi afi no so pedi ama ne ho owo school no obo ne ho modern se de suani bi suani bi a person ko school a or excelling. He is one of the exceptional students who has ever come in our country from the first degree to school of law to we all practice very exceptional record enti nyame adom na nipa wanya mfie aduanan miensa aban ese wonkoye adwuma na wo je ya wanya mfie aduosia ne akiri wantimi anya no wo se wusa no wantimi nye ne edinyini na ye de asenka aye. So what is your point in Usa? In our Ghana constitution, if you read Article 62 of that constitution, it provides clearly say when you're 40 years you can be president. So be in your 40 years no be to be president. And then will be 43 years no be aspect of the whole gamut of president. Ministry, one ministry, an aspect of that ministry is the special prosecution, which is the Attorney General Department and Minister of Justice, and that of special prosecution, prosecutor's office. And the age doesn't count at all. But looking at the person in question here, and also per the profile and the track record, the BBR, so I demonstrate say he is one of the kind. in fact gidi agana fo anya woni musisi ano any demonstration at the vetting knowledge competence or demonstrate and said you will see emra na wode koya adwuma na wo kyerema a omuhu said emra na emuduro tire ene baabi emu oha baabi e conflicting ene baabi e sahwe ne bi emu ye ne kyere say he is very much on top of the issues and he is not oblivious at all of the society within which he is coming to work. Ye Ghana society ya oba be emu adwuma no onim said corruption has bedeviled the country e we BBM entino dear obetimi aka, and I think he was very candid to the people of Ghana that I cannot eradicate corruption. Mean to corruption nase. Nemum metimi amana expensive. And that is the candid opinion, and that was the peak of his interview. Because at the end of the day, say o catch them say obano obetu corruption ase, I would have told you this morning said the man is failure at birth. Failure at the even at the time of the appointment. But when you say corruption, there's no way, because corruption stems from criminal mindset. Now there will be doing a home there, then wait me to say. What said them now doing a home so be deep money. I don't want to mean to and can't you be some more money and I'm on your bonnet. Obey me, I name we are as soon as one and the bachelor say corruption no. Ubi attention baby and our weapons will baby and our own person baby. At the end of the day, if corruption is so expensive, like China, like Korea, like those areas that we know, say, oh yeah, corruption, you yourself you commit suicide because you will never be happy with your life, or they will find you guilty and kill you. You couldn't say you na lose wejapade, na lose unya okokodefia, as na lose liberty and no enough to deter others. Na adwuma a wo be ye no ade ba ko be me na adwuma ye dene e ba ko eye sabia mu ye nananom hemfo ye ya politicians and na the clergy, people we revered in society, say oye minded and mindful of those people are obetimi succeed easily. And the advice I'll give to him is to now be an enemy to those people. And that is good. Ghanaians one day will praise you, because so one really asemaba na would be Dominicano could be atwa chacha okesiebi. Afe no afro o mi ram wo fa se pa ani o. Na wo fa se mi emfa ne nko hwan ne emfa ne nko. I don't want to say the work and no nyai. Into society no dwatoa is one of the things that has corrupted the society so much. Into avoid that. Clergy ya revere ya sofo ni imam for ni enkremo for almost so on avoid the say the revere ya politicians ni ade no onya sa akukuduro no na matia midu wa eno no ye one positive aspect of him. Say we your president kura now friend say Adi, I want you to drop this or back say I'm sorry. He should have that boss. And Osha said there na dwumadi a wadi nyina ne prosecution awaye ne lectureship and all that, the courage, the vim, the charisma that he has. Ese otimi use sa opportunity we edemo obi ehun say sebe ahoden eni enyinimu na emum ewa adwenem. Enti we are expecting him as special prosecutor. Say oba avoid all those people. No oba try say oba focus on the job. Now I am happy. Say onim he knows the act so well, because when I go through the act, there are so certain things you realize that would this not be conflict with that of the Attorney General Department, the Office of Attorney General and all that, but he is mindful of all that. And the way he put Neman also so perfect that who say Adena way and Otiasia na way asema walk and unim na walk. So when him say there can be conflict between or no any attorney general when it comes to this one. And solving the problem is acknowledging the existence of that problem. Into when him says how no there's a very good way they can circumvent around it. And this is a nominee of the attorney general. And I understand he was his junior, and for that matter, almost relative very, very, very well. And he said, almost relative very well. It means that they can always liaise and think of the way forward for the country. And they coming into this now, a hope for the youth in this country. A signal say so a youth now bob brand ye now you now to Tony year you'll be able to have a certain position a revere that your mind bit me in the shebre asha wonsem. Nowadays I'm looking forward for us to have a very young president. Or no so you bit me be a very young president and vice president. You bit me be and even going forward in the crown your constitution who be been a from 40 years in the cry about 35 cry it wouldn't be bad. Because Macron moment in fees and the president of France and very huge countries and all that. And now me did say constitution for no drafters of the constitution again say Ubinya 40 years they at least no I matured near day no day but now no ye be kan okre pa enema enkura nketwa na e ba ninim ene yen ya ye wo sa nkura no when you put it side by side you realize the coming these days enkura na ye wo mo no omo IQ level no is high IQ levels no more than them because they are exposed to so many things enti yen nyina yebe bompa ya tanechi na yahwe se adwuma a woba abaye no obia very keen and very interested in knowing who what he brings on the table na sa confidence na Ghana for lose from the behavior of the former special prosecutor Owura Martin Amidu na yehu se office na ese enya de bia ebe boa no ono and when it's our confidence in Ghanaians, no restore our sanity no that office. Now, on making sure said the law requires Wontumi department agencies and the extensions branches and all that. No, 1 year special prosecutor no at least be what district level, regional and district level. So they will pick intelligence and all that for them because Ghana has all person who corruption as here. Any big deal. Like who deal with corruption? Any big deal because how would maybe my salary as a civil servant or public servant or as an individual, me even some a private person, by the taxes that I pay, my salary and my capital structure can be noticed. And this your way in our let's say and then me civil servant, maybe 5,000 cedis a month. Next with my ejuma 1 year. Now me to Bentley $300,000. I should be questioned. I mean, there's no way. I should be questioned. That how did you finance this purchase? And it is clear unless it be be
my check.
Well, but faith check cannot be actualized physical. It is all the faith there. Then we will know to have the receipt. So I'm materializing now by physical there. Then we should deal with it at physical level. And materializing so there it means you cannot have that faith check to buy that car. And see be dealing with corruption. Yes, oh wait, Nancy, I know a teacher new obey. MC was if 4 hour how that we all know you know community obey this person obey say okoye adwuma we as civil servant head of director okoye say honestly feel anyway you should be questioned how you were able to finance that. That's right. And your question now special prosecutor from Bema me call lands department. I've checked the results of the lands department from 2020 to 2024. You owe XYZ. This was your salary structure. Can you please explain to me how you finance this the purchase of this? It's not a big deal. There's unya special prosecutor or you're very tough in that manner. Over to me, Bisama watch it and how you were able to finance it. Now, once will be able to say, hey, then it is becoming so glaring. Say, Wontumi bibi amfa honi. Scanos gubanga. Bema oye adwuma yitua waka 10,000 e Wontumi FM. Yahunu say wo 10 million Ghana cedis e da account mu Prudential Bank e wo NIB e wo ha. Sa 10 million cedis no. How did you come by that money? Looking at your payment structure. Granted say wo de usika no, wo gia won fa bi nto aduane ni, won fa bi nto atare nche, won fa bi nye bibia. We are quantifying the 10,000 Ghana cedis for 4 years. 10,000 Ghana cedis for 4 years, and this is how much we are supposed to be to realize, even if say we need be krana. But now we can see you have 10 million cedis in your account. How did you come by that money? So in other jurisdiction, ukoyiska more than $10,000, then it alerts the FBI automatically, and they will start trailing you. The audit scanner and how you even came by that money. And the and your money is so trase. I can walk out this morning, pick a bag from here, $1 million, and then go to say any bank of the country. Mekwa na my fellow form. Near this can near the actual deposit. How did you come by this money? You should be questioned. And the corruption is very unattractive. And the first thing is that the money is confiscated to the state until you are able to prove the legitimacy of that money. Yes. You will not get it back.
All right.
And so also about fighting these techniques and mechanisms, and if he is able to put it in place, there is no doubt we cannot succeed as a country. Your money expensive, as he's saying. So why would him say, would this scan banker? People do money launderings and all that, and they have the audacity to go to banks when it reflects in the accounts. Boys, scam any other day will be about $500,000. This person that you see has never worked. He doesn't have any track record of working, only any source of income, only employment, only company in America or any other jurisdiction. He is coming to withdraw an amount of $500,000 from your account, your bank that has been transferred, and without questioning the source of the money and the person, how he came by that money. He's Canadian man. How would corruption not triumph? Because it be on buy, what the percentage. So your Masadi way very, very unattractive, and it should be able to also reflect at the Bank of Ghana. It is will be what bank or no yes are disingenuous. Now Oyi says can the manner. The Bank of Ghana will know that this money has passed through this account and it was withdrawn by this. So you, the manager, will be called to question why didn't you question this amount of money, and how did you have the legitimacy of this money ultimately the man. Then that manager can be fired. And I put my livelihood on the line. Your fire managers, chief directors, your question when to me and check your property, it has been confiscated for the state. So everybody will set up, and you see the corruption in itself no is unattractive. Because when scanner, what won't me van conquer bank? What the edge of parties on your question went to me and Yanswa, and Yano, a Bajama state. What is scanning so good there, Monsoswa? It is a recipe for inviting armed robbers to come and attack you, and your life will be at stake. And the woman says it's not worth it. And once we begin as a country, as a society, to revere people who has made a very good life, omono dimpa yesi dimpa yesna hunyasa nipa omo making good name and good life for the society, those people will be revered, and we will leave those people whose source of wealth cannot be ascertained readily, cannot be noted, and will be is tainted in some way or the other. No? Those people, you should leave them, because society, Africa, how will be a scar or honorable or your hen or your way. You will revere money so much. Will be agony in ska. And that is not helping us in any way.
Oheneba, your name sick.
My name sick na answer na me share. That's a unim say when I can never share. You must say menya course. If you bra you boni din ebesi
was union nana.
Uncle for me bra friend be cry unim say me na first one they say my background class say no you into law and I'm some into engineering, accounting and you be a finance engineer. You two worlds.
Sir, pay NDC for and some more crewman.
Yes.
See, and I know that you bought damn parade. Almost or the Akufu Junzo, and another has appointed his cousin. And you say, Jabibia,
radio stations, FM.
To that extent,
yes, I mean, pass a comment. It's in the Bia, assembly of America. The starting point is me, say, I am a question, many Dino, a Javi ADC. Nanso, so, relation be any anthem.